right, a quick garden plan for 2026. Can't believe it's that old already. Sweet peas. Probably gonna add another trellis. Put sweet peas there. Ranunculus and anemones. I'm gonna put snapdragons, sweet William, probably some bluchlorum, and then my stock I'm gonna try this year, but I'm gonna try to keep it in the shade more. Last year I put bluchlorum here and in the sun, and I got bluchlorum for a lot longer. It lasted a lot longer in the shade. I'm also going to try pansies. Supposedly if you plant them in the shade, so the pansies will go here. If you plant them in the shade, they'll get taller stems and they'll be workable. And then I'm going to try to keep all my annual flowers over to this side. So I'm going to do rows there. I'm not quite sure how much I'll have room for, but I hope to have enough room. Ideally, I'd be able to put the sunflowers over here, but I'm not quite sure because I'd end up with probably two big, huge rows of zinnias, probably three when you add the little zinnias and the big zinnias. So we'll just have to play it by ear. I'm going to squish everything together. This side, these small rows that go to the fence, I'm going to do lettuce, carrots, beets. I gotta find a place for broccoli. I didn't think about that. That might be over in the other one. Carrots, beets, celery's gonna go over there. Just the small veggie type stuff is gonna go over here. I haven't decided yet. I might use the edge of this paneling and I might grow green beans up it. I'm not quite sure. I really hate picking green beans. It's like the worst thing in the world. But you know, this right here is a nice trench. It actually, oh hi. It actually drains from there, so it gets a lot of moisture and a lot of fertilizer. So I dug it out so that it would soak it up. These are elderberries, so they suck up a lot of the nutrients to help out the garden so it didn't get overloaded. But I was thinking about putting my celery here because they like wet. That overflows, goes down this trench, and goes into here. And what happens is it just filters through the whole garden and helps water it because it kind of tilted downwards. So I think these two spots are going to be my celery or any other plants that really love water. I'm not too sure where I'm going to put my pepper plants. This might be a good spot. I will definitely have to mulch. We have a little bit of a grass growing situation. These are just some raspberries. And then this spot, I do have black raspberries, but they shouldn't cause too much of an issue. From here to that gate, that fence, that panel, or whatever you want to call it, I was hoping to put at least 2-3 rows of tomatoes. And then when the tomatoes are small, I was thinking about sweet peas, doing a couple rows of them in here, because those will pretty much be done when the tomatoes get big, so then they shouldn't compete too bad with that. That would be ideal. I was thinking about putting gourds or loofahs in these totes and then running them up the fence, but that might interfere with the green beans, so I'm not quite sure on that. On this trellis, what I was planning on doing is doing cucumbers up the thing, and then I was going to do zucchini right beside it, or some other type of squash. There's plenty of squash I could use. I just don't know what I have room for. So that's the plan with that. A lot of this over here, this garden is perennial flowers or perennial things. So I have, what is it called? Feverfew here, but what I'm thinking out is taking that out and putting herbs and stuff in it. I'm not quite sure. I got parsley, rosemary, thyme. Oh, I'd probably put some of that over to where the lettuce is, just because that will be rotated out pretty fast. I was hoping to maybe do cilantro, but I know that doesn't really like the heat, so we'll see. In here I've got flowers. I've got daisies, obedient plant, some random other perennials in here. This one I put in little tall blue flowers. I can't think of the name of them. They're not delphinium. They're I don't remember. They're annuals. I forget what they're called. They're not delphinium though. But those would be pretty. There's some yarrow from last year. There's also some sage, really pretty blue, which is right here. I think I planted more of it over. And then I had some sweet William. So I still have some empty spots I can fill in. Over on this side, there was some sweet William, which I think it all died, so we'll replant or do whatever. Then we had some majoran, which I put into this side, so it'll be 2 rows. Then I had some mountain mint, which is really pretty foliage. And I think I put a perennial baby's breath, but I'm not quite sure what I put there. And then I have this hole from there all the way to that post is colored yarrow. So that's really pretty. Along that black thing, I have some Bupleurum, which if it comes up, that'd be great. If it didn't, because that's where it was planted last year, I'll just fill it in with plants. I had some Nigella right here, which the chickens got into, so, you know. Right here is some irises. I think I planted German chamomile in there too, but we'll just see. That shouldn't affect it too much. And this was Nigella, and then I had more feverfew, which I think I filled in from here all the way over. So where that cat's digging, all the way over to where the end of that plastic thing is, all the way to the black plastic is going to be feverfew. So hopefully that's enough. And then I have my, oh, I love this stuff. This is anise hyssop. I love the smell of it. It's a nice purpley foliage, leafy green. It's really pretty. So that's filled in from over there to here. So we have that. A little bit of lovely chamomile in that tote. I've got some random perennials on the side. Then I have this one. I wish I would remember what I put there. I think I put my Nigella there because it didn't fit over the other one. I think I switched the Nigella and put feverfew instead. So I think that's my Nigella. I might plant it there too. I was thinking about interplanting these rows with like statice or something, but I'm not quite sure. I think I put Delphinium over here. Otherwise, I have some plants started, so I'll put them in there. Then I have Echinacea or coneflower in here. The wind, I didn't do a very good job with my plastic, so the wind kind of took it over. So it's one of those things, we'll see what germinates and what doesn't, and we will fill it in where need be. I do think I brought some bergamot, some bees balm over here somewhere. I'm not quite sure. I should have labeled better. That might be in the corner. I'm not sure. But I was thinking maybe in between the rows I could do my sunflower successions. But we'll just see if I have room for where I'd put the statice and what needs most water or not. This is my phlox. And at the very end I have some Chinese aster, not Chinese asters, but I have asters. And a pretty purple, pretty pink little flower, great in the fall. And my goal with the fence line, I struggle with the fence line. I'm planning on hopefully getting a spot where all the way around the fence line, I can just weed whack around it because I can't keep up with the weeds if I don't. So you can see that part. But I have, let's see here, what else do I got? I've got some Rudbeckia, which I'll end up planting more because that's definitely not enough. And there's empty spots everywhere. In here, this little area right here, I did have some daffodils and other things, but a lot of them didn't come up. Last year or the year before, I planted a bunch and I like got 4 or 5 different ones coming in. So I'm just gonna plan on letting that go and seeing what there is and planning on moving it. I do have a smaller section of garden behind that white building. I've got my strawberries. I put in, what was it, like 400 daffodils, and I put in some white flowers. I have some more irises back there, and I do have a few open beds, which we'll see what I fill them in with. But I've started quite a bit already. I've started my stock, my Sweet William, my snaps, my, what else do I got going? Celery. Oh, there's a whole gambit of flowers I've already gotten started. The plan is hopefully after this cold, I'm going to take the flowers from inside and put them in my greenhouse, which I do have heated now, but I haven't turned it on. I was hoping to wait till March, but just turn it on when it's really cold, just because they're all cool flowers, so they should be handled to freeze, just not a deep freeze. So I'm excited to see. I guess this is the beginning. We'll see how it ends later.